so much anymore. And so what I had is I do have that one stream on the YouTube channel, but it's like only levels 4 and it's it's like basically like from level 5, 6, the boss level of the first episode. So you don't really get a good feel for the game there. Also, the resolution on that wasn't quite as good. So I went and cranked up the resolution, and I'm going to start from the beginning just because I really feel the first episode of this game, which was the shareware episode, for those of you who remember shareware, I think it really is just a great introduction to it. It shows you how unique Blood was as being part of the, we call the holy trinity of build engine games. I would argue that it probably is the best of the holy three, being the other two being Duke Nukem 3D, which kind of started it, and Shadow Warrior. So let's just get started. And so the first one, this right here, you can get on Steam for, I don't remember how much I paid for it. It doesn't cost that much, but this is a rebuild, a modernization of Blood made to run on new systems with all the new features that we've had since 1997 when this came out. So it actually includes but you see here Postmortem, and I think, Dead Reckoning is in the original game. You can switch between Postmortem and this other one. You can switch between. It's they were expansion packs that came out for the original game. But we're going to just stick with the first episode from now on. Maybe we'll stick with the default difficulty. This cutscene here, so funny story, every time I played Blood, whether it was shareware or the pirated full versions I used to download, when I played those, the cutscenes were not working, and many years later, when you're just kind of dicking around on YouTube, when YouTube became a thing, I always thought, I never got to see what those cutscenes were. It kind of sucked because you'd defeat a boss and you wouldn't see any cutscene there like you'd get in Shadow Warrior or Duke 3D. And well, now you can see how you weren't really missing anything with the cutscenes. This, even for 1997, this is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And that's actually the first boss, I should say boss of the first episode there. But yeah, you're not missing anything with any of this. This is just absolutely awful. Duke 3D had much better. It was a different animation system. Okay, game starts here. Now, one thing that was kind of a big deal for FPS games at the time was starting without some kind of pistol or ranged weapon. You see, I have a pitchfork here. So our main character would fit in very well in the Ukrainian Radical Party, Ola Ilashko. Got the pitchfork there, and we get a secret here. The run, it's sorry, we're on automatic run here. Yeah, okay. See, I'm playing this with a mouse and keyboard like you play any FPS. But when this game came out, I was still playing FPS games with the keyboard only. That's how I started playing Doom. That's how I played everything up until I started playing Quake 2 in multiplayer, and then it became necessary. Okay, one of the greatest weapons in this game, the dynamite bundle, and we are going to wreck this zombie. Nice. Okay, I just want to say something. So I'm not doing like a review of Blood. Maybe I'll actually do a review of it some other time, just so you can see more about the game and the history and everything. But there's a guy who just already did. There's a couple people who did much better jobs at that. There's that YouTuber G-Man Lives, the Australian dude who does excellent reviews of FPS games. And there's another guy named Civvie11. That's Civvie 11, and he plays through this entire game. Several references going on there, not just Poe, but also Eric Draven, the main character of The Crow. Although crows, ravens, very different birds. Do not confuse those. Ravens are much bigger. But yeah, getting back to what I was saying earlier, so Civvie11 does an excellent review and playthrough of all the Blood games, expansion packs, and even the unfortunate sequel, which that is a tragedy, considering how good this game is. Yeah, the sequel had one of those production hell situations. It was rushed, and it was a big failure, real disappointment. Although the company Monolith went on to make some really good 3D games after that, so when they were not constrained, We're just gonna kick that head around a bit. Yeah, when they were not constrained by, a publisher, they still did good work. I'm enjoying kicking that around. Okay, yeah, these were some of the features of Blood that were that made it unique. First of all, it is extremely bloody. Okay, got plenty of flares, but so my favorite feature of this game was lighting enemies on fire. And the best thing to do is try to see how many enemies you can have on fire at the same time. Low volume for some reason. Okay. Now, if you're wondering what the cultists are saying, if you're new to this game, so they have their own cultist language. And it's a mix of Latin. Let's do some dynamite at me. So it's a mix of Latin, God, what else? Sanskrit, possibly a third language. I don't remember off the top of my head. But if you went to the Blood website, back in the 90s when this game came out, there's rats behind there. That's why I'm throwing that. Yeah, so if you went to the Blood website, they had an actual little glossary of the cultist language. And of course, with the quality of the voice samples on this wasn't always so good, but you could kind of figure out what they were saying. And so I thought, that little extra work, that attempt at world building, definitely deserves some credit. As you probably figured out, zombies are not much of a problem in this game, as long as you have some space. Even when you don't, you can actually jump on their heads and jump over them, so it's not really a big deal. Don't want here. We even have enough time. Shit. Okay. I actually didn't save there, so we do have to start over again. Okay, I was going to toss that around the corner, but that's one reason. It was funny because I actually chose the default difficulty level because this game, it's much harder than other build games, FPS games. You can die very easily, very quickly, and so I wanted to. I didn't want to be constantly quick saving and stopping every few seconds. So I thought, okay, I'll just put on a standard difficulty level. I've got nothing to prove. I've already beaten this game before, and then you get something like that. Stupid mistake with dynamite. And dynamite is something you don't want to make stupid mistakes with. Oh, so you notice, so I don't get that power up there because it is just not really useful at this point in the game. I don't have a real firearm right now. Flare gun. Okay, I have no idea. I don't know why, but my window just exited for some reason. Yeah, I think the stream actually stopped, so you won't actually see that. There. Yeah, what makes this game so hard is that these guys have these rather powerful shotguns, just like your character can get. Oh, look at that. I released the rats. So what happens with those guys is they can basically just start shooting you the second you come into view, right? I mean, usually faster than you can react because they are hit scanners, so they just immediately start hitting you. So what happens is that you're always watching your health, and in this game, ammo is kind of scarce. I mean, you probably noticed sometimes those guys will drop a shotgun. I still don't have a shotgun. I have a flare gun, which does not kill anything instantly, so to speak. And I have dynamite, which doesn't, which you can't use at close range, and which doesn't, doesn't go in a flat trajectory. So keep forgetting that that's close. All right, love watching these guys get on fire. Okay, let's do this competently this time. So there's some items in here I want to get. Yeah, think about that. Actually, the fuse takes a long time to burn down. Here we go. Okay, we will just dynamite this fellow over here. Now, when you get to the harder difficulty levels, even on this difficulty level in certain parts of it, one thing you learn to do very often is toss dynamite around corners. It's extremely important. It's not important for guys like this. Yeah, he's dead. You gotta make sure they're down. They will get up sometimes. Okay, so it's not really a big deal with guys like that, but with the hit scanners, that is the cultists with their Tommy guns and stuff like that. It's very important to toss some dynamite around corners and clean those guys out because you might be running around with like 30 health and those guys can end you very quickly. So, okay, let's just take it. Those are there were rats up in there, so I'm taking them out. Feel kind of guilty about that. I used to have pet rats. I had up to 13 at one time. And, they're actually quite nice animals. They like human. I mean, when they're socialized with humans, they're friendly. My rat would ride on my shoulder, kind of like a parrot. Yeah, there's a few cultists in there, so that's why I'm doing the... it's actually hitting me. Oops. Fell out of the building. Okay, that's not a big problem. I can actually flank these guys from this side because that door I just opened there goes into this room. It's a crematorium, so I can come around behind him. He may already be dead. Yeah, he's gone. Just the rat survived. That's how it would be. Got another rat there. Okay, there are some secrets in this room. Here we'll get a doctor. Oh no, there's some flares. Doctor's bag is behind this thing. This guy here, you'd think he's dead, but no, he's alive. Right now, we're actually going to go into the crematory oven because we can get that. That increases our health, so I mean, we obviously will lose some of it because, we were in an oven, but we are okay now. Okay, so there's also a super secret in here. We can get a napalm launcher. That's always fun. Why am I acting like a moron? I think I need to. Oh yeah, there we go. Nope, that's the switch. Got disoriented by blowing myself up there earlier. Okay, there we go. Did the same thing.
I need a key.
Didn't I get that key? That key should have been on that cultist, and God, I hope it didn't like glitch out or something. Because I mean, that guy, he. Oh, you have got to be shitting me! Is this a glitch? I think it is, because I mean, that guy, I would have hit him right there. Oh, what are we going to do about this?
Out, damn spot.
Shakespearean quote there. Shit, I think the only thing we can do here is we got to just martyr ourselves. And, oh, wait. I think, holy shit, that was him. That was him right there. Somehow that guy got out of that room and went all the way over here. I have no idea how that happened. This is kind of what I like about these older games, that they were just kind of like unpredictable sometimes. Okay, I was afraid those were his remains in there, and I thought, oh, we blew him up and he didn't drop the key for some reason. What are we going to do? That's an oven alarm, in case you're wondering. It's not a smoke alarm, everything's fine. My wife is baking stuff. Master baker. On the other hand, I handle stuff on top of the stove, typically. Okay, there's a couple guys down there trying to bomb. Got one of them. What about yeah, he's okay. So we're going to kind of slide this over to him. Yeah, it's right next to him. Hopefully it's going to launch him into the air. Okay, switch is right there, but there's actually a super secret here. I keep forgetting which wall it's on. It's either this one or this one. But in order to get that, we're going to have to dynamite jump here. I've got the health to do it, but I only have one TNT. Got that? Okay. Yeah, fuck it. There we go. Okay. Got napalm launcher. We're still well over 100 health, so... There's only one secret I miss in this level. It's probably because I didn't jump on top of the thing that had that power up I mentioned earlier. That's okay. There's no point using it. When you don't have a shotgun or Tommy gun or anything like that. There's no point having the dual wielding, basically. Okay, it's just one guy. As soon as we get some multiple enemies, I'll show you what that napalm launcher does. For now... Yeah, see, I mean, other people's reviews, they will tell you, like, who does the voice of the main character, Caleb, here. I won't because I can't remember his name, so... All I remember is the guy who did Duke Nukem. That is John St. John, I think. Interesting name. Okay, these guys are not together, so... I want to show you the napalm... Oh, it's okay, there's guys on the other side. So you will see the napalm launcher in action. Really, it's just a rocket launcher. It's Blood's rocket launcher, but it's kind of cool because it also lights things on fire, so makes it more interesting. I don't even know who killed that cultist back over there. Got him. That's good. He was walking around. He could have avoided that. That's a good argument against cults. You know, they break down your critical thinking skills. Oh, there you go. Yeah, blood spiraling over there. Beautiful. Okay, about the shotgun in this game. So it's a sawed-off shotgun here, and unlike other earlier FPS games where you had a shotgun, this one, when you do the regular fire, you fire just one barrel, which is actually how shotguns work, double-barrel shotguns. But your alt fire is both barrels, so your alt fire is very good. So I'm going to use... I don't need to kill these bats, I'm just trying to get as many kills as possible. But when you are going up against a zombie, for example, see if I shoot him with one barrel, then he will get back up again, guaranteed. They always do that. So let's do something fun here. Yeah, there's about 3 guys in there. But yeah, with the zombies, you always hit them with both barrels. Sometimes, if you didn't get them with all the pellets there, you might want to just wait, see if he comes back. Watch this guy run towards us on fire. There he goes. Yeah, see, occasionally you can get the drop on these guys, but at higher difficulty levels, as soon as you come into view, they are shooting at you. Okay, that guy there is just a civilian. There's these, like, bystanders, and they just kind of get in the way. Enemies will try to kill them. So, that's dynamite. On higher difficulty level, they throw a whole bundle of dynamite, and it can blow you up in one hit. You can shoot them in air, though. Occasionally I've killed some of those guys by firing at them when they happen to be throwing that, and so oh, I just forgot. For Lovecraft fans, you'll appreciate the name of this train station. Miskatonic University, of course, was my alma mater. Now let's just, okay, whoa, okay. As you can see, there was some collateral damage there, but these guys were getting in the way. What could I do? Okay, this is a good time to use our napalm launcher. I don't think we hit... That doesn't penetrate. Yeah, I knew that guy was still alive. He has a Tommy gun. They will sometimes drop those. Okay, we got him. You gotta be close for that to happen. Okay. Yeah, so... For Lucky, he will drop that... Ooh, we got a zombie around here. Hey, where you going? What? That's weird.
Take it, please.
Alright, so here we're going to demonstrate. We already know there's a guy behind there. Here's where we demonstrate the tactic of tossing dynamite around the corner. Hopefully it didn't bounce too far. Okay, you got somebody. Yeah, you just listen for that telltale scream there. Oh. So it just didn't get him. How's that guy alive? Makes you wonder where the dynamite actually ended up. Okay, let's do some fun stuff like lighting multiple people on fire. We'll use the flare gun alt fire. Okay, you ready to hear a lame joke? Yes, that's right. They're ripping off The Simpsons. Okay, here's another great reference here. Cask of Amontillado Pub and Grill. I had one friend in the army who said, no, it's Cask of Amontillado, like in Spanish, but it takes place in Italy, dude. Okay. Incidentally, that is my favorite Poe story. Can't claim to be a huge Poe fan, but we're just lighting everybody on fire. I wonder if they ever did like a Mythbusters about shooting people with flare guns to see like what actually happens. Yeah, one thing about build engine games is a lot of interactivity, so you can do stuff like that. But then there's this jukebox here. Plays a bunch of miserable demons. Okay, there's rats in here, but okay.
I like my hands bloody.
Yeah, basically just like Duke Nukem 3D, you have all these comments on stuff there. You have Elvira there. Somewhere obviously based on. Oh, okay. See, I didn't get him with the whole blast, so he's going to get back up. And now he's not going to do that. He is extremely dead. Okay, I don't think there's anything back here. There's that. Yeah, that's it. Okay, this thing is very useful. We're gonna put this to good use. We're gonna go in this hall so he can't see me with this. It's not like in Doom where they can kind of see you, like they are basically helpless. Hear those ominous whispers in the background there. Very spooky. Oh yeah, now we got that. Okay, that would have been a bit useful before. There is over here. Well, so one thing, yeah, this is with the dual wield thing. One thing that kind of reduces its usefulness is just the fact that a lot of times you don't really have a lot of ammo. So yeah, you can actually hit somebody with 4 barrels here. Okay. Doctor's bag, very useful, like the med kit from 3D. Okay, got everything we need here. Should just save just in case something happens. Okay, we're gonna go up this way. I still have 1 round from the napalm launcher, so we're gonna use that very soon. There should be cultists or zombies here. I can't remember. I guess we'll find out in a second. We'll see who screams when that goes off. That would be cultist. Nice try. Oh shit. Okay, let's just. Yeah. Right now, train is going to pull in here. Oh, take care of these guys first. 1 for you, sir. And 1 for you. Oh, a little higher. He's not quite. There we go. Alright, and okay, I'm gonna flare these guys.
Looks like my train is coming.
Okay, it's the Phantom 666 train. Before we go though, we got some stuff to do in here. that just leads us to, that goes back into the bookstore. One thing that's really cool about Blood, and I mean build engine games in general, is that they often had more non-linear levels, and you could sort of go different routes. I mean, what I'm doing today, for example, I played this game so many times, I kind of have my own route, so to speak, that I tend to stick to, like to be thorough. But you don't really have to play it that way. So, okay, somehow we actually got more than the kill count. All right. Okay, so yeah, this was a big deal with Blood, is that you had this level on a train, and yeah, you said it, dude. You can just leave. Alright. So yeah, so you had this level on a train. Now, Duke Nukem 3D had these moving like train sectors. They actually had like one level in the third episode where you had a subway train. But it wasn't quite like this. I mean, you'll see, one thing is they made an environment that looks very, say, lived in, so to speak. Although, to be fair, like that was just kind of a general build thing. Let's light all these guys on fire at the same time. Okay, that did not work out the way it's supposed to. It's okay, though. Where'd that guy land? Kick this guy's head off the train. Kick both these guys' heads off the train. No, I said off the train. Yep. Okay. Priorities. Alright, so...
Get off my train.
Okay. Now this is one of those weeks when I'm like, I really prefer this to talking about train politics.
Locked.
Locked. Yeah, we gotta go to the end of the train. And there are things I don't miss. I mean, I'm back on Twitter, for example, but man, it's good to not, like, you know, to actually, like, use it simply for a specific purpose, like promoting these videos, and not I mean, there's just no point in discussing things on Twitter. You're not really advancing any cause or sharpening your mental acuity or whatever. You are just basically making yourself more depressed. I realize it's a necessary evil. It's something that people in certain professions, including mine, just have to use. But after like learning to just minimize that use, I feel so much better. And this is so much more fun than all of that. Splat. Okay, enough serious self-help. Shit. Okay, enough of the self-help portion of our stream here. Back to just murdering things. There's a weird sound I'm hearing. I think it has to do with a little glitch. Yeah, the glitch has to do with usually one of those heads getting stuck on something. Okay, we've got dynamite. So as long as we have dynamite, see that guy right there? Now you don't. Okay. As long as you're behind cover. Oh, hey guys. Yeah, see, one nice thing about this game is the double barrel shotgun, when you do have to reload, it reloads very quickly. It's not like the slow Doom shotgun. I mean, it makes perfect sense because it really is, you know, it's the only shotgun this game has. You don't have a single barrel. Fire a single barrel. Okay, fuck you, dude. Alright, I still don't have a Tommy gun, which is not the end of the world, but... Alright. So we got a huge, massive gunfight coming up here, so... Okay, well, let's just, You might be wondering why I did that. So there's a secret there, it's kind of hard to get, but, let's see if I... Oh shit, we're in the next level. Okay, I guess we'll just have to go and beat this again. We got all the keys, we'll rush over there. Which way are we going? Up the stairs. Okay, it's funny, my other streams were better planned, but this should be higher quality. The reason for that is simply the resolution. Okay, so it doesn't take that long. And it gives you a chance to see all these wonderful murderous kills. Shit, I just alt-fired that guy. Alt-fire is for clearing rooms, it's not for,
Looks like my train's coming.
Okay, we needed more shotgun rounds. Alright, there we go. Dynamite that. Give me a second. Okay. Shells. Let's head back. Alright, save this time. And we can also do this a lot better. Two of those guys are off the train now. Okay, I was expecting one of them to get up. I thought they didn't catch all of it.
Get off my train.
So now we can do this. So that's what alt-fire with the flare gun does. All those guys are dead now. Save. Shit. Right as that. Yeah, see, on a higher difficulty level, like, they will take chunks out of your health, because, like I said, as soon as you come around there, they are unloading on you. Okay, we have dynamite. Let's turn the lights on. Just me. Let's get him with the shotgun when he comes around the corner. Oh, okay. Okay, that's fine. Alright. I love this stuff. Yeah, I mean, this is like the essence of 90s FPS. Ridiculously gory, over the top. You know, Blood, I mean, they just made this remake recently, and it was actually kind of hard for them to do it. It had something to do with someone finding like an old alpha code or something like that, but the reason I'm bringing this up is Blood is a game which really just deserves like a remake with, you know, modern, I'm talking like AAA or something. I mean, there's a Rise of the Triad remake. I wouldn't call it AAA, but it's you know, it's done with modern you know, modern gaming technology. I think it's Unreal Engine or something. And you know, when you think about that, it's like, well, why not Blood? I mean, Blood is you know, it's such a great game. And you know, the storytelling wise, it was not really great, and they tried to make it. And they tried to give it a little more plot in the second game, but the second game was just a disaster because of all those things I mentioned earlier about the production. So here, have 4 barrels. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We are just going to shoot everybody with dual shotguns. So anyone have a guess as to why I like this game? If you're wondering what I was trying to get in here, that's called reflective shots. It's very useful in this case, but it's just really hard to get in there and get everybody. Okay, I can do that one too. I'm going to take it, although it's not going to be so useful. That's just a fun way. Okay. Armor back here. Up the window for a second. So this is actually a good sound design here, because if you go over here, for example, Quiet. Oh. Okay, I will get the reflective shots. Probably not going to really get to use it. Thing is with firearm enemies, so what happens is that... What's that one? Okay. Have I gone insane or something? I'm pretty sure that's that switch. Yeah, there we go. That's the caboose. Up here. Okay, so what this does is it literally just makes the shots reflect off of you. And that's good when you're surrounded by a bunch of dudes with firearms. We're going to stay on this floor for now. Because what will happen...
I'm not that hungry.
I don't even see any cultists, so yeah, this is only really useful when cultists are around. Because what it does is it literally reflects the shot. So what happens is when you got a lot of these hit scanners around, their shots will reflect back to them and hit them, but they also will hit enemies around you, so you can just kind of actually kill a bunch of enemies just by letting people shoot you, basically. But you do have to be careful because guys are throwing dynamite and stuff like that, and that will still kill you, obviously, so that doesn't get reflected. Okay, let's go up here. It's a good time to use dynamite. Yeah, I see. It just takes a long time sometimes. It seems to take forever. Okay, there's that. That asshole. Mirrors. Mirrors were something in the build engine which...
Whoa. Just me.
Which was kind of a new thing. It's kind of funny that long after... I mean, I'm talking about games that came out just in the past few years, they just cannot do mirrors for some reason. Whereas the build engine basically figured this shit out. Hey, how's it going?
Whoa.
Okay.
Just me.
There, we're still good on health. Yeah, this is actually just kind of backtracking here. That's an elevator. Okay. So we just walk through there, that door there. Okay, now it's going to get more interesting. Save first. Okay, these doors should open. Yep. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to end up opening up all this. Son of a bitch. Yeah, these guys tend to always get the drop on you. They're always faster. Yeah, rats are just sort of a nuisance enemy in this game. Okay, we're going to blow this car wide open. Now it's going to get really interesting. So first... He got stuck in the head. Oh, that was beautiful. You see that? Okay, let's just kick his head with it. Nice. Okay. Now, let's clean out this area. Got our Tommy gun, alright. So yeah, this game pretty much has all the standard FPS weapon. There you got your shotgun, your fast firing weapon, your rocket launcher. But what's also interesting about it is that that's not all you have in this game. There's some rather creative weapons in here. 1 second. Shit. Usually I get that the first try. It's just I think I accidentally closed it. You don't have a lot of time, obviously. So okay, that's the super secret in this level. Okay. Yeah, I will say it's definitely not my best playthrough. you're actually getting hit by a zombie in this game, I mean, that's definitely not your best playthrough. But one nice thing about using the default difficulty level is that it is really hard after like even the first level if you up the difficulty level more, and it's manageable. It's just that you have to be saving and reloading a lot. So I just decided not to do that this time. Okay, we good? We got that life seed. Okay. So what we do, we just
End of the line.
get that. Everything's going to explode, and the train is actually going to crash. Oh, not bad. Missed one secret, but got the super secret. Okay, this is the Dark Carnival. Obviously inspired by Insane Clown Posse, right? And now this is something that the build engine kind of brought to FPS, is continuity between levels. Blood does this very well. In Blood, you really feel like you are going through a journey, so to speak, where you start right where you left off in the last level. That's not to say that it doesn't have a few levels that are not so creative. There are sewer levels and caves and stuff like that, but generally, they're pretty creative. And again, you do really feel like you are here on a journey. Okay, Bernie can't comment on that, but that is Richard Kimball's prison outfit. If you remember the movie Fugitive. You do remember that. You remember that movie kind of kicks off with a train crashing into a prison bus that frees our hero, played by Harrison Ford. Okay, let's drop some dynamite.
This must be fun.
Yeah, right there. Splat. Got another one. Enjoy burning to death. I'm hearing that weird sound again. Well, we got our Tommy gun, so we can actually give him a little taste of that. Do unto others, motherfucker. Alright. Yeah, for some reason the Tommy gun is just not very satisfying to use on zombies. Okay, but yeah, those guys can swim, by the way, and they actually can become more of a problem when they are swimming because they're very mobile, and then, of course they are shooting at you. I know there are some things under here. If nothing else, we're getting those kills. Yes, here we go. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff under here. Okay. I gotta move fast here, but hoping we'll get a chance to. Okay, I just want to make sure we get to use the double Tommy gun on somebody. Yes. Come on, let me through.
I hate lions.
Yeah, this is the alt fire there. Okay. Hey, mime, catch. Yeah. If you're wondering, yes, we can kill the mime. Alright. Open these. Now this is pretty clever. You actually can win prizes at these games, so if I shoot those little plates, they will break. There we go. Okay, but there's a faster way to do this. If you want to win a carnival game, the best thing to do is just cheat. Okay, what do we do here? Jump boots. Jump boots are one of the most useful things in this game. They, as the name implies, they let you jump really high like that. And that is very useful because it's another thing that lets you tackle these levels the way you want without having to go and order. Okay. It's nearly impossible. As far as I know, you don't actually get anything for kicking that into the mouth there. So, and I believe me, I have tried. So, okay. See a guy down there. What awful thing can we do to that guy? I think it's going to be kind of hard to pitch the dynamite in there, but I'm going to try. Oh, swish! Tommy gun action here. Okay, got shells. Sniper fire. This level, by the way, is has the entrance to the secret level, which we will be going to. And it's also sort of carnival themed. Okay, let's dynamite these guys. There's a little bit of a delay there before that dude's head popped off. Okay. You get him? No, he's still there. Okay. That's a drum of Tommy gun ammo, so plenty of that.
More rat burgers. No one wants to play.
Okay. Let's do it this way.
I want.
Okay, let's grab this. Yeah, this is because unlike in Doom you have partial invisibility, and in this you have full invisibility. So basically, like these guys have no idea I'm here. I just massacre these guys at will. Alright, you guys too. How about you guys have some dynamite? Huh? Nice. This little enemy right there, you might remember him from Evil Dead. He doesn't see me yet, but wait till he does. It's gonna be pretty fun. So he's actually saying, "I'll swallow your soul," like the Deadites in the Evil Dead series. There's a lot of Evil Dead, but particularly Army of Darkness references in this series. Okay, we need to go in here to see Jojo the Idiot Circus Boy. Oh, look at my ammo. That's nice. Okay, we want to. Yeah, we'll do this first. Like I said, there's multiple ways to do this. Okay, we are going to light a lot of dudes on fire. Here we go. Okay, that might actually be a personal record for me. That's just beautiful. Can you see why I liked this game when I was younger? When I say younger, you know, a lot of the games I review are like Nintendo games that I played when I was a kid. But this is from, you know, the beginning of the angsty teenage years, which are always a lot of fun. Okay, we have a survivor there. Not for long, though. Okay, we want... If you go back here, there's a secret, and we find...
I got time to play with you.
Dead Duke Nukem.
Oh, shake it, baby.
Can't be destroyed. Okay, got some of those flares back. I do have to say, on this difficulty level, there's a lot more ammunition available.
Whoa!
Okay, I'm going to save that. This isn't too hard, but, you know, just one slip and
Ta-da!
go into the pit of snakes and die. Hey. Crap. Okay, take some falling damage there. Okay, let's go ahead and save and get to the secret level, which is not too hard to get to here. Unfortunately, it means we'll have to forego some kills, but it's okay. There'll always be more things to kill. Oh shit, who's throwing oh. Yeah, it's been overkill, but I think he had it coming. He was being very disrespectful. Can you survive?
Son of a bitch must pay.
Not sure we got him, so we'll just do that. That sniper has become the snipey. Come on. Flares are a little bit weird in this game. They're like not like an ordinary projectile, so. Okay, got him, got him. Got that guy. Good on health, we just need one more key. Where would that be? Yay. Oh, right, so the ticket office there, that's okay. We're going to... Here's reflective shots, maybe we'll actually see it work this time.
Locked.
Yeah, okay, I know what's going to happen here. Yeah. So you see he's actually hurting himself when he shoots me. He actually just killed himself. Notice he didn't go into the shooting animation. And that is just one more testament to the way these guys can basically kind of shoot you with impunity as soon as you come into view. Curious about this storage door over here. This doesn't seem right that it doesn't open. Yeah, that's there. I know about that, but... yes. Okay, so this is the other side of the train. Oh, hit his dynamite and lit him on fire. Okay, I know there's someone back there. Oh, shit. You'll notice I don't use the crosshair. For some reason, it was Duke Nukem 3D that introduced the crosshair, but I didn't like it. Just knocked him out of the level there. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of using the crosshair. It just seemed kind of unrealistic to me. Realism is very important in a game like Duke Nukem 3D. But seriously, let's let it go off. Seriously, the thing is, 3D games like Doom and stuff like that, they all had auto-aim, so the crosshair was typically not really that necessary, and that's another reason why I didn't use it. I usually, when playing like Duke 3D, sometimes if I had to make like a long shot with the RPG or something like that, I would activate the crosshair just for making the shot, and that was about it. Okay, it's good that we have this, because we're going to have a good use for this. There's an enemy in this game, the gargoyle, which is very vulnerable. That's somewhat good. Okay, so that enemy is very vulnerable. The gargoyle, that is. They're vulnerable to shots from the napalm launcher. Otherwise, they take a lot of damage. Just kind of wondering about that storage room, though. Storage room is over there. Okay, might be a way into it. I feel like that wasn't really difficult. Okay, so only one of these is going to come to life. There he is. See that? No problem. Yeah, that's the way in right there. Okay. Oh yeah, okay. That's the point. Right. Moon key, it's over here. Yes. Okay, that was definitely overkill. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, we have to get over there, so... Whoops. Okay, you know what, I want all those guys to be dead, so... Even though I don't need to do this. And actually... Now, you know what, I want to go even further. I want everyone this level dead. I'm going to come back. And I will go to a secret level. But first, we're going to murder everybody. Stupid ass fish. Okay, here we go. Yeah, there's actually items to get here still. Okay, he will not hurt me while I'm in the water. I'm going to come out and napalm this bastard. Come down here, buddy. Come on, where are you going? Anyway, okay, that is not normal enemy behavior. Okay, but we did get him. He's dead. Okay. All right, get a little bit of air, and here we go. Sorry about the sniffles, everyone. Okay. So we get on one of these. This. We need to blow that wall open over there. Now there is still that level continuity. You saw the exit switch there is right on a sort of, oh shit, didn't have the momentum. Let's try that one more time, and actually that's kind of a good thing because we got that. Okay. I think if you run, you can kind of just do this like this. Nah, okay. Yeah, the problem with the auto run being on, it's slippery. Okay. There we go. Okay, so you saw how the switch was on a gate, and it was like a gate to some kind of temple, and the next level will be that temple, but what's really cool about it is if I go to secret level, at the end of the secret level, you'll see that we end up kind of in the same place, so we don't really break that level continuity. Okay, what you have here is a code, and I should have pointed out earlier, but you can see what the code is supposed to be on this banner hanging over part of the level, but it's okay because all it is just the order you got your keys in. So I know the moon key was last. Let's see, I think. Yeah, there you go. Okay, dagger, eye, moon, pretty easy. I missed somebody. A survivor out there. Okay, this is a really well-designed level. Okay. Get him. They make a very annoying noise. Okay, let's just make sure we collect everything out here. Again, it reminds you of It by Stephen King, which I'm actually reading right now. I normally do not read novels at all. I've never read an actual Stephen King novel. I read a novella of his. So I'm just kind of taking a break from what I normally read about, which is terrorism.
Here I come.
And reading terror. Alright, here we go. I gotta say, it's a very, it's an odd book. Not what I'm used to, but then again, you gotta remember that's during the time when Stephen was doing a lot of cocaine. Thankfully, he got off that. But yeah, I watched a biography of the guy, and he is a pretty amazing writer and just an interesting personality in general, interesting history. So, if you're a struggling author, for example, you have to appreciate his persistence. You should strive to be that persistent, like he is, and also maybe drink more and use cocaine. Okay, this is where it gets interesting. And these guys are going to come after me. Okay, once they're dead, this is supposed to... Oh, no, actually, it's a switch. That's a cheap move. Should probably save just in case something fucks up. Okay. That sheer drop right there. Yeah, these guys, they will always get a piece of you every time they see you. There's nothing you can do about that. Okay, now, because I have jump boots, there's a couple things I can do here. Okay, see, I'm a bit worried because they're down there and they're underwater. See, if I land here. Okay. let's get a bit more confident here. I love that. Okay. Okay, come on. Yeah, so the diving suit is the equivalent of the scuba gear in 3D. I don't like spending a lot of time underwater. What are you doing? Die. I said die. Yes, those guys can get. Okay, we'll just figure everyone out like this. Okay, is everyone dead? Okay, there we go. There's really no reason to come down here. It's just I don't want to miss the kills, and I know it might be something interesting happening. See, because this is not a true 3D game, aiming with the mouse. I mean, you have some kind of auto aim in this, and aiming with the mouse is a little bit awkward, especially if you have to shoot someone who is lower than you, for example. It is a pain in the ass sometimes. Oh, god, dude. Please come out of the water, dude. Okay, so got one of them. I can't let him live. He's not really living, but it's the principle. So got all kinds of torture devices there. Alright. Yeah, so we didn't pick up the key. We do need to go back there, but no. We can go right there. Okay. Let's see. Okay, this is where we're gonna run a lot of these guys, I think. Alright, let's just run and gun. Okay, just going through here like it's Contra or something. That is wonderful. I want to make sure I don't miss anything over here. Good. Okay. And then there's that asshole. Oh, shit. Oh, that was dumb. Okay, where are we? We have the key. We do? Okay. Yes. Okay, we're going to do this differently. My doctor's bag is running out. That's what I did. Okay, we'll save here. Might be able to get around the corner and hit those people with... I guess not. Okay, we're okay. We're going to be fine. Let's just hit the doctor's bag just in case. And we get to watch this again. That's always fun. There we go. Okay. Got another guy. Alright, here it is. Get him. Beautiful. On the sound too. Okay. Come out, you cultist. This is just zombies. Nothing there. There we go. Now we're in good shape. I think I heard it in a cultist. Okay, oh yeah, this is pretty cool. So this puts us back at the beginning of the level. If we go this way, let me just check. What do we run into here? Okay, this leads us to that part of the level, but now we need to go to the outside. Okay, so there's a lot of guys out there. We are going to use some dynamite. And where'd he go? Nice. Okay, maybe we will do this. Some action movie moves there. Okay. And we have that. Yeah, you see how the 2D sprite actually looks when you look down on it like that. It's not pretty because it is actually 2D. Who's doing that? Ah, okay. Alright, a lot of shells to take care of that guy. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't look good when you look down on it like that. That's another reason why I used auto aim, you know, when this game first came out. Somehow he survived that. Okay, make sure we're missing anything. We are doing very well. That goes here. So you see how the levels sort of all connected, you know. Okay, oh look at that, even the box of shotgun shells is there. Okay, so we are going to run into a gargoyle. He's already up there. They often fly at the top of the level, and you just have to kind of get in their space in order to bring them down. Huh, actually missed a few kills. Okay, here we have the first level. It's not like a place that you would recognize, and to me, it's a little bit weaker. Although it is, I mean, it's a well-designed level. It's just not quite as fun. And you can actually light the gargoyles on fire. Usually, the best way to do that is with multiple flares. One back there. I'm gonna napalm him. It's weird how these guys will sometimes take hits better than zombies, for example. I guess they are kind of smaller. Sprite's smaller, hitbox probably smaller too. You get some excellent air here. If there's one thing Blood does really well, it's just the atmosphere. You have this chanting going on. Okay. Of course. Yeah, when these guys get you at close range with their shotguns, I mean, they do a lot of damage to you. Oh shit, okay. At least we have time to react. That was actually closer than I thought. It's kind of a good thing that I didn't let that run into me. See, we're trying to, I know there are guys up there, so what we're trying to do, just hit them. Yeah. Trust me, it is worth it. Okay, I'm gonna look around. I just want some help. Might be something. Let's get up there real quick. So we are going to be using jump boots back in this room here. There's one guy left. That should be right next to him. And there we go. Splat. Okay. So, there we go. That's getting better. I think there's a light seed around here somewhere. Might help us. See a cultist up there. Hope that's right at his feet. Now, okay, let's little less strength there. A little English on it. The thing about throwing dynamite in this game, I mean, it's kind of like one of the main skills you have to develop in here. Is that even? Oh, that's a gargoyle. That's why nothing's happening. Okay, I thought it was a Tommy gun cultist. So caution is warranted. Okay, we gotta deal with this guy, and thinking about how we should do that. Okay, let's save first of all. Jump up there. Once we get him down here, he is flat. Okay. Yeah, so tossing dynamite is basically an art in this game. And you want to get good at judging the arcs and knowing when to use alt fire, knowing when to use the impact fuse. Of course, it's completely inaccurate, but still a lot of fun. There is actually another gargoyle. He's over. That could be helpful. Yeah, anytime you have this ability to just kind of like, murder these guys while they can't do anything about it, it's always a good thing. This is not the way I would normally go, but this is just working out so nicely. Oh, they see me. Let's napalm those guys. Oh, great. Now we can't napalm the gargoyle. Let's get them back down to our level. Show you what it looks like when you light them on fire. There you go. He just struggles there. What's down here? Oh, yeah. Shit, those guys. And there's our extra napalm. We could have used that earlier. Who's doing that? Sloppy. Okay, I should have some gargoyles, I think, from this. Yeah. Not a problem. I think it would be, but it's really not. I guess I got them better than I thought. Okay. That's actually where I dropped down on those. I dropped the dynamite on those guys, and that is. There's dynamite there. You should never ignore that. Okay, let me think about where I should go. Get some useful health. Back over. Which way did I come from? I think it's over here. Yes. Okay, should be able to remove that out of something. Let's go here. Yeah, so I am actually, I'll talk a little bit about my next video. So I'm working on a video as a viewer suggestion. And they're talking about the Strike series. Now these games, you have Desert Strike and Jungle Strike and Urban Strike. Now there are two more that came out when the PlayStation, I mean the original PlayStation, was first released, and that is Nuclear Strike and Soviet Strike. The problem is I did not have a PlayStation of my own when when those games were out, so those I cannot really speak about, but I can speak about Desert Strike and Urban Strike, Jungle Strike, all that. I don't know what I just did there, but yeah, but I can speak about those because I had a Sega Genesis as my 16-bit system, and I did play all 3 of those Strike games, so yeah, the originals basically. Don't want to miss that guy. Can we do something about that now? I'm not sure. So anyway, I'm trying to get footage for those, and I gotta say, looking back on it, I will say that it could, I mean, the Strike games are great, but they could be a bit tedious at times, and a little bit, irritating, so that was a stupid thing to do, as was that. Did I save here? Yeah, we're not, we lose too much ground. Okay, but yeah, so they're good games, but they are a bit tedious, I would say, and so I'm making progress through them, to make my own footage basically, and I'm kind of playing a little bit of, well, actually, just recording them with my Genesis emulator was a pain in the ass. I had to get something that would record the right way and proper quality and everything like that, and also, play the game in a normal way. So I managed to do that. I have an emulator that works with that now, and I had a vulnerability, Jason. Okay, this is very useful. We'll just head over here at the Tommy gun, just start murdering people. Okay. You do want that doctor's bag. So, yeah, I'm getting footage for it, basically, but the thing is, I don't really think this should be limited to Strike, because, there's key games in the series that I didn't even play. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk more about some helicopter games in general, like ones that I did actually play, and then we'll just see what comes out of it. I'll write a script. It might be shorter than the previous videos. Wow, that didn't work out for you guys, did it? Okay. What keys do we have? We have the skull key. We've already been there. Here. Distracted so much, but there's just so many people that need killing in this game, and we have to deal with that. Responsibilities. Maybe next time I'll play either with streaming or with video. I might go ahead and do like a Duke Nukem stream. That guy, Stevie11, again, is really great with his reviews. And I would just say, I feel like review-wise, people like him and G-Man, they've already kind of said everything that needs to be said, so to speak. So I would not be doing like some kind of comprehensive review. I'd probably do something more like, just some of my own opinions on the thing, stories from my own experience with these games. The build engine, I'll tell you why the build engine was a very welcome addition, because when I was younger, it's just a few years before that, but we had Doom. Doom came out in '93, and then you had Doom 2. And you had Rise of the Triad, which is actually based on a modified Wolfenstein 3D engine. And after that, you had Heretic, which is basically just Doom with medieval stuff. This is actually a pretty cool thing right there. Pay attention to this.
We'll know what to do when the time comes.
Yes, we will. I've played this game before. Yeah, getting back to that. So, you had Heretic, which is basically like Doom in a fantasy setting, right? And you had Hexen, the sequel to that, which was again based in a modified Doom engine, if I remember correctly. And it was, I'll say this about Hexen, it was an interesting game, but it could get really boring sometimes when you couldn't figure out where to go. And also the color palette in it, it's very, very drab. was not very pretty to look at. I'll say that much about it. So, other than that, you just had things coming out there, just like more levels for Doom, for example, right? And so you had this kind of like, for about at least a year, it just felt like there was sort of a something missing in terms of FPS games, because you just had like variants of Doom basically, and then suddenly Duke Nukem 3D comes out, and you have totally new level of interactivity. You can go underwater. I remember that was the thing I loved the most, that you had underwater parts of the level. And you had the subway trains, and you could get scripted moments where you could blow stuff up, things like that. And yeah, it just was a lot more interesting. Okay, yeah, here's where we're going to go. Before we do that, let me just have a look around here, make sure I'm not missing anything. The dude's head. Okay, so remember that that mouth symbol there? Basically, pick the wrong door. These things are going to blow you up, but of course we know the right door is that one. Oh, okay. Let's do something awful to these people. I don't want that guy to walk off the cliff. I won't get credit for the kill if he does that. Okay, nice. Let's kick that head into the abyss. Goodbye. There might be a secret down there. I'm not really sure. There never was one of these like secret guys. You know, just a great temple. Okay, I'm not sure if we're going to finish this today, just because like I got other stuff to do. I'll have to edit this, obviously. Not edit the video information. But yeah, it would be nice to do like a Duke 3D stream sometime. I have there's a new version of Duke 3D called the Megaton Edition, and it works on your modern systems, and it has like, you know, more advanced graphics. Okay. I remember though, I would play those games on a Pentium, is like, you know, Pentium 1. And this, like, I had a computer that was one of the first Pentiums for sale, basically, but it was a 120 megahertz processor. It had 8 megabytes of RAM, if I remember correctly. So what that meant is that basically, obviously it started with Windows 3.1, that's what was on it, and if you loaded it, like Windows back then was basically like kind of like another program, sort of, and if you, okay, we need the ghost before we go here. So if Windows was able to run, it meant that there was not enough RAM for many games to run, so I usually have to use like a boot disk to actually play a lot of games, actually, even to play, for example, let's see, the oven. Everything is fine. I'm not burning. Okay, but as I was saying, so I need a boot disk just to play even the full version of Doom. Like shareware Doom, for some reason, it worked fine. But if I was playing the full version, there was an error. It was a Z-malloc error that basically meant there was not enough memory. He escaped. Okay, let's get what he has here. I want more shells. Yeah, so as I was saying, for a game like this, I needed a boot disk. Okay. And still ran okay, if I remember correctly. I have jump boots, I could do it that way, but let's just go this way. I want to save those. Yeah, like I said, I had the shareware version first, and shareware is often distributed for free. Where I got this game was, and this is going to sound really old, a BBS, bulletin board system. And for those of you who don't know what that is, my friend actually ran one, so I could always download from his board. The reason why that was important is because a BBS, imagine something like a text-based website that you dial into. Like you tell your modem, you have special software, and you're essentially telling your modem to call this number, and you can come away. Oh, of course you are. Okay, we have to rethink this. Okay, not a problem. This is a minor setback. We'll just let them burn and think about the consequences of their action. Okay, but yeah, so the BBS, like you would dial into it, and that's the thing is that, see, only one person could be on the BBS at a time. If the person had multiple lines, they could actually, I hope I got that guy. I knew there was another guy. So if they had multiple lines, like they could have multiple users, but generally most people didn't have that. They had a regular phone line and they had the phone line for the BBS. And so yeah, you go on there and you could leave messages for people. And one thing is you could download software. They'd always have a library of typically pirate software, but shareware was fine to distribute. And it would take a super long time to download something that was really only just a few megabytes. And that's how I got a lot of games, including the first Quake game, which was also shareware, of course. I believe that's how I got Duke 3D as well. They also had games on them too. The bulletin board systems. They had text-based games. There was one called The Legend of the Red Dragon. It was kind of like a multiplayer. So it's a multiplayer RPG, but there's only one person playing at a time. If you can connect to the board, however, you'd be able to play it, and it's all text-based. It was kind of modular. People made special mods for it. When I was a teenager around this time, I was trying to program my own text-based game based on one of the existing ones. The game was called Legend of the Red Dragon, and I was trying to sort of take that and make, I shit you not, a text-based version of Doom. And it was like a Doom RPG, which they later actually made. And here's the thing, it actually, I was using Quick Basic. I don't know if it was something that ever could have actually been a BBS game. They were called door games. So I don't know if that was possible with the Quick Basic language, but in terms of like running the program and playing playing the game, it's on your own. It actually more or less worked. I mean, you would have these sort of random encounters with enemies, and you'd choose your actions, and you would do damage, you'd take hits, you could die. There was like a shop where you could buy new weapons and stuff. And I think there was a little bit of conversation as well. I think the thing that I was having a lot of trouble with was having it save your progress when you weren't playing. It was supposed to write to a file. I might have got some elements of that working. I can't remember. But yeah, I was pretty proud of that for obvious reasons. Used to screw around a lot with QBasic. Unfortunately, I never learned any actual useful programming language. Not that I didn't try. I tried with C++ actually. Just never really. Oh, huh. Look at that! Enemies get falling damage in this game. I didn't even notice that before. Okay, can you not shoot me so many times? It's incredibly rude. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, there are times in this game when you think you've killed everybody, but you haven't. There's someone around there. Okay. See what I hate about these ladder levels is that they're not much to look at. I mean, sort of. But what's annoying is that they are long. It's just very long and complicated. But the level after this is just a boss level, so in the boss, there's sort of an exploit you can do. Can't really do much to you. Now you have to be careful there because that thing is going to fire a napalm round. keys yet. More ominous sounds. Oh, how did you survive that, buddy? Okay. Get the reflective shots. These guys cannot hurt me. So the danger from these guys could be strictly from their dynamite, which of course they're going to throw a lot. Some very rudimentary AI for the enemies in this. Just want to have that dynamite. Okay. Now that we've done that, some guys should come out of the, yeah, okay. Barely missed that. Okay, we can clean that out a little bit with some dynamite. It's incredibly useful material. Thank you, Mr. Alfred Nobel. We actually didn't manage to hit anybody that time. Okay. Usually okay if you just put your back to the wall there. Okay. What's going to happen here? See this? I think this would be a problem, but actually it's not. Yeah, because you can always just kind of jump around, like it's not a big deal. Yeah, let's get on the same level as these guys. What is that? Where is he? Yeah, so the game's called Blood, and they deliver on that. Have to respect that. Okay. We're back over here. We don't want to be there. We have keys. Don't have that key yet. Teeth about. That, don't have that. Oh, hey. Survived that. Okay, yeah, I know where we're gonna go. It's not there actually. That's later. We did this. We did that. Here we have a new key. I'm just trying to remember where that door is. Thank you, cultist. Alright, yeah, there we go. Okay. Missing anything? Quick save. Yeah, one of my okay, those are proximity bombs. You can use them as weapons in the later part of the game. Actually, I should have let him walk into those, obviously, but I forgot how many zombies are there. Zombies are never a problem, though. Yeah, allegedly there is a mouse in my apartment. I mentioned that on Twitter a while ago. I came up with some kind of improvised contraption, a sort of Rube Goldberg-esque trap to catch him, but that has not been successful yet. We'll probably change our strategy, but I just want to point out for my more animal-friendly friends out there, I do not want to use poison if it can be avoided, or any kind of lethal trap. I'm going to try to subdue the mouse, possibly negotiate, and maybe sign some kind of peace treaty. That should be interesting endeavor. Oh, we're out of flares. Too bad. It's not fun when we can't light people on fire readily. I mean, we can, but I have to use the napalm launcher for that. Most of the time, the napalm launcher just gives people, basically. Okay. Someone's gonna come out of there. I mean, after. This would be a good time for a napalm launcher. Oh, flares. Okay, that's good. That's a lot of flares. Okay, we know what's going to happen here when I get that key. There you go. And those are... Yeah, so that place I just came from, that's happening now. There's a way we can avoid that though, so I'm not going to take any unnecessary risk. Yeah, so all we got to do... Shit. Can't believe what happened. So the cost of doing this is that I will have to deal with rats. And yes, I don't deal with them the way I plan to deal with them. The mouse will get first. But yeah, so being here, having any trouble. These guys are not a problem. Okay, just gotta get out of here. There we go, we're safe. And then now we have some other traps, but this is actually not going to be a problem either. I just have to duck. Kind of run low on ammo, but it's okay because we're basically going to cheap out the final boss of this episode. Yeah, I guess these things can actually hit you, but they're not. So if you duck, if you're standing, it'll do a lot more damage. But if you duck, it'll be okay. But then that happens. Alright. Up here, we have the fire key now. God, is that? What I think it is. Yeah. Come on, get up. Getting some messages on Telegram. Probably some insurgent in Syria. Okay. Open a switch to open a door to open our switch. Alright. Yeah, I gotta say, there's a big temptation to actually engage more on Twitter, and I do have to engage a little bit because I gotta rebuild an audience. But I'm telling you, not getting too involved in that is really wonderful. I mean, just not having these ongoing discussions, arguments, because most of the time I find a lot of the people where no one's really having a discussion, basically. I mean, if that makes sense. Like, everyone is basically just trying to dunk on people, and either that or they're trying to troll somebody, or, they think they're going to dunk on somebody and then they get owned and they don't want to admit they're owned. So I guess that's corn cobbing, as they call it. So you're not really, I mean, yes, you can play to the gallery, as some people call it, but you're not really changing many minds. You're often arguing with people who have strong opinions about topics they know nothing about. It's like, why would you indulge that person and act like their opinion? Because, I mean, what you're doing is you're feeding them this illusion that their opinion matters, and that's a really bad idea because actually it doesn't. So, sometimes, I mean, if there's a worthwhile statement I can make on something, I mean, it's more for my followers, but I have no interest in trying to educate people on Twitter anymore. Just so many horrible takes on that site. And here's another thing, is that oftentimes you don't know these takes exist, right? Until someone you're following, maybe they're dunking on somebody and maybe they have a really great dunk, but you still had to see this horrible opinion, and thus you become aware that exists out there, that there's someone out there who, where that opinion actually makes sense to them. And so this is what I used to term Lovecraftian stupidity. It's basically where, like, just knowing that this person did this or thinks this or whatever it is, that actually, like, creates a sense of dread. Because there was a time when you didn't know that there was a person with such a stupid opinion, right? And so you could just kind of be blissfully unaware. But not once you get on Twitter and someone points out, it doesn't matter. Like, even if the dunk is good, like, it's not going to correct that person or change their mind or anything. So you're just left with the fact that, oh yeah, somebody thinks that that's a good opinion. Somebody out there thinks that Ben Shapiro is clever, and that's a scary thought, that someone would have that intention. Okay, but back to, like, happier topics. So I love this level design here because we're actually above the clouds. It doesn't look so great there, but if you pull back here, that's pretty cool. But there's a nice secret here. Okay, that's why I said quick save, because yeah, there it is. Yeah. I can't believe you found this. Oh, come on, man. Who's playing? It's me. This is nothing. Okay, this is where it gets fun. Right, we have to go here. Okay, yeah, so we're going to have a sort of battle royale here. Yeah. Unfortunately, they are going to see me. Well, that didn't take too much effort. I don't want them to see me ahead of time. I want to get the drop on them. That is the alt fire. It actually didn't make it into the original game, even the full version. There was some kind of, I guess they just didn't finish it. You use a lot of napalm doing that, unfortunately. Do I have flares? Yeah, flares. Just light both these guys with fire just for fun. We're almost at the end of this episode, and I'm going to call it a day. Okay. Let's see how many secrets we got. Let's get the super secret. Okay, so this boss, man, when I first played this game, he was actually pretty tough, but here's the thing. First, I'm going to look for this one secret. But the thing is, so there was an exploit that I actually didn't know about. And it's going to make this boss laughably easy. It's basically going to make it impossible for him to hit me. Unfortunately, I don't have the best weapon, which would basically kill this guy a lot faster. Because this boss, they show up as a regular enemy later in the game, which is annoying. But in the other episodes of the game, you have weapons that can deal with them a lot better, so it's not such a big deal. Here we don't have anything like that, but it's okay, because like I said, we are going to exploit. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, are you ready to hear some massive overacting?
Yeah.
So that is the lover of our main character, so he's kind of upset about that. Okay, notice I'm ducking right now. Because I'm ducking, the main boss there is just a bigger gargoyle. It's actually made of stone. He can't actually hit me when I'm ducking. See, if I stand up, he does that. Well, I gotta say, you gotta remember when I was a kid, I was playing this with a keyboard, and you could circle strafe, but it was a lot harder. Now, with a mouse and keyboard, this is laughably easy. lot easier now. Just occasionally he's in cover, but yeah, he actually has more hit points. Has more hit points than some of the later bosses. And there are bosses in the game that are actually difficult, but he's just not one of them. There's still this guy full of flares. See, all those flares, they are burning down his health. He'll probably survive possibly all of these, but I don't have any napalm rounds, which is weird. I thought I had, so I can pick some up in this. Okay, we have two options here. We can dynamite him. A little harder to do this from circle strafing, but like I said, it's kind of the art form you have to master in this game. Yeah, I guess, I mean, you really don't have to do the duck exploit if you're playing this with a mouse. But again, like when I used to play as I play with a keyboard, I don't even know if it had the best mouse controls at the time, so that's a lot harder. But the thing is, it's kind of hard to hit this. You gotta hold it down for a bit, and okay, he's good at dodging. Let's hit him with a shot. Main thing is that he doesn't get to hit you with his blue lightning there. He hasn't actually hit us once, so he's not good at he needs a little time to charge up the attack there, so pretty easy to miss one if you're strafing. But yeah, he has a lot of hit points. Like I think they really want to make that first episode look pretty difficult. Actually, Duke Nukem 3D had a pretty tough first boss as well, and so did Shadow Warrior. Okay, so he's dead. Let's watch that awesome cutscene. Really great 3D graphics. Oh, 3 secrets, okay. Wow. So lifelike. Yeah, I gotta say, like, even for the time, this was pretty bad. I know I've said it before, but I feel like I have to reiterate that. And to obliterate the gargoyle's head. Okay, so that is the first episode of Blood. That is, of course, the shareware episode. I really missed the days of shareware because they were. It was a time when like you could legally get was essentially kind of a complete game. I mean, compared to like console games at the time, and it would be for free, or at least for something like between $6 to $8. So this is a pretty cool time. This studio right here, these are the guys who did the remake of this, so they did a really good job. Again, you can find this on Steam, but there are other versions of Blood on there. I think you want to make sure it's called Blood Fresh Supply. Don't end up stuck with something where you need a DOS box to run. All right, anyway, I'm going to be working on my new video on the Strike series. It's going to take a while to write and everything, but I think it'll be a lot shorter than the Ninja Gaiden one. So I'm going to be signing out. Do check out the other videos on the channel, like and subscribe, everything, you know the deal. Also, there's a link to my Patreon in the About section and also the info sections on the videos. So if you want to see more, let's say more advanced content, which I'm trying to work on in the future, by all means, please send me a tip through Patreon or something. Every little bit counts. So. And again, thanks to my current patrons who have stuck with me through some pretty difficult times in the past few years, and now things are finally getting better. So I really appreciate all the help that you guys provide. I appreciate all the people who still put up with me, even on Twitter and stuff like that. You're really great. So See you next time. Take care.